Alright, so we're going to be making a paper fanned out pumpkin with nice little embellishments. If you want to see more, go to AndreaCurryCrafts.com and click on the blog. Alright, let's move on over to CraftCam. CraftCam. Alright, it is great and cheap for a party. I am using printer paper for this project. You can use pretty much any type of paper that you want. The reason why I'm using printer paper is because it's very easy to cut through when you have multiple sheets. You're going to need about 9 to 10 sheets for a fanned out pumpkin like so. So you can see the top of it here. This is actually 9 sheets. Very easy to do. You can use different materials, like I said. You can use fun foam, you can use all kinds of things, but you're going to end up cutting things out individually versus this kind of bulk method that I'm going to show you now. So let's count out 10 sheets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 10 sheets is about that thick. Regular printer paper might be a little bit thinner, but because this is colored, it probably has just a little bit of thickness. Now, you just fold her in half and give it a nice crease so that you get a nice even crease here. And just like so, you have half of the paper folded. Perfect. Let's go on back to CraftCam. And now you're just going to draw your pumpkin shape. Your pumpkin shape can be pretty much any shape you want it to be, but for the most part, you're probably going to want it to be pretty much round. Take up as much of this paper as you want to, but don't forget to leave about an inch to inch and a half or 2 inches for your stem up top. In fact, you can start with your stem if you really want to. I'm just going to do a straight type of stem on here, and then just go almost all the way out. And then when you finish it at the bottom, try and do either more of a straight bottom or even more of like a concave bottom, just so that it will have a little bit more stability once you actually glue these pieces together. Very easy to do. I love this project because you can, I'm going to use thicker scissors here, because you can decorate this thing so many different ways and use different materials. In fact, you can use fabric for this. I'm using a pretty sturdy pair of dollar store scissors for this project. And I'm cutting right now through doubled over 10 pieces of paper. So it's like cutting through 20 pieces of paper here. My paper is going to move just a little bit around, and I'm going to get a little bit of puckering and rough edges because I'm cutting through so much paper at once. But I don't mind having rough edges. I actually think that it adds a lot of character to the project itself. If you mind that kind of thing, you probably want to take down the number of sheets that you cut at once. Alright, so, very easy. Look at how quick, so easy to do, so fun for the kids too, because now is decoration time. All of the decorations for your pumpkin's going to go on the inside, so like the valley fold here. It's going to go on the inside, and that's what's going to show when you put the pumpkin together. We're going to do the rest of some decorating on this one that I had already cut out earlier, and I'll show you how I decorated it. Quite easily, very economical, especially with the kids hanging out around Halloween time. You can break out some synthetic corks, or you can probably use real corks. I have some pigment stamp pad, and I also actually have some regular color stamp pad as well. Sorry, dye-based black. And then I'm just going to put kind of cool polka dots on my project. I think another neat pattern that would be cool would be plaid. You know, just something funky and fun. You can also put stickers on here. This is a great kids project. So I'm just literally taking my cork, putting it in my ink, and then just pressing down. I love this cork because it actually isn't filled in circle. It's going to give just a nice little circle outline. So how cute is that? And then I just turn it over, and I have my black ink right here, And I just go through with black. Very, very easy to do. And I'm just twisting it a little bit to give it kind of a little bit of a brush effect. You could go straight down if you really want to, but I'm just trying to utilize materials that you have around so that when you're playing around with the kids, it's, you know, pretty easy. Maybe give you an excuse to drink a bottle of wine and you know, have a good time there. But that way you can, you know, upcycle a little bit. And then, of course, you can use paper that's upcycled, recycled. You can use yellow pages. You could even use your cereal boxes. That kind of thing is going to really help you just upcycle that much more. But because I just fell in love with this purple paper, I just decided that a purple paper pumpkin was going to be a lot of fun to use. So why not? And then just one more sheet. I've already done most of these sheets, and I'll show you how I did the stem in a second. So just getting my fun decorations going. I think this would be a lot of fun too if you glittered it, maybe put some stripes on. Lots of different possibilities here. And the next material you're going to need, or the next tool you're going to need, is just a simple glue stick. I'm going to be using probably a Beacon glue stick, or we'll see what kind it is. It might even be an Elmer's glue stick to use to put these nice little pages together to create the nice fan effect. Very fun. Okay, there we go. So there's the fun little circles, kind of going funky monkey there. And let me put my inks away so they don't dry out. My orange is already being utilized very much this season. Now, an easy way to do the green on the stem, or if you wanted to do brown, you can do brown, is I'm taking my Stampin' Up! Green pad here. I'm just going to open her up. I'm going to turn my piece upside down. Just along the stem, I'm going to press down. Because this is such thin paper, you can see it seeping through. And if I really want to, I can, you know, make it seep through all the way. But I kind of like that it's funky fresh and it looks sort of drawn in there. So look at how easy that is. And then I got to get my other ones in there. So just press down right along there. And then I instantly have a nice little green stem. I really love how handmade and just really cute these turn out, and all the different variations that you can do. Very, very fun. It could really dress up a table in just no time, and also be very expensive to dress up that table in no time. Could be appropriate for Halloween as well as your Thanksgiving table, so don't forget that either. Okay. So now we need to put our pieces together, and this is really easy. It's just kind of like butterflying these together just like that. I'll go through the motions and show you how they all come together. Now, where did my good old glue stick? Oh, it's a Scotch craft stick is what I'm using today. You can use a glue runner, which can make your life easier, but you know, I find that sometimes glue runners make me nervous for some reason. They seem so permanent. So I'm just going to use this glue stick. When you're working with these thinner type of papers, it's really easy to sort of adhere these things together, and then all of a sudden you can't rip them apart, but that's okay. Okay, so that's my first glue. And then you just fold that over, so you, of course you're only meeting sides of your pumpkin that don't have your pattern or your decoration on them. And you can see all I'm doing is I'm gluing kind of a D on there, and then giving the little stem part something, folding that over, and then I can just continue down the way. I don't know why I continue to cap my glue when clearly I'm going to continue to use it. You don't have to worry too much about matching it up absolutely perfectly. More than likely, you can see here I actually have some excess, and the reason for that is because I went through and did my bulk cut, and your paper slides a little bit when you do the bulk cut, so you're not going to get perfectly even pumpkin shapes all the way around, But, you know, it's a handmade project, and more than likely the kids are going to be playing around with it too. Of course, perfection can be achieved if you cut less of them out at once, and then it will be this perfectly symmetric, nice little pumpkin that you can have. But if you all know me pretty well, you know that I don't like things to look so perfect. I like them to look handmade, definitely. So just going around making the letter D. And for the most part, my seam, you can see here, my seam is looking pretty good, kind of like a bookbinding lesson here. And don't forget, you can use this also in smaller scale and then put these inside of cards. So you have kind of half of the pumpkin created, and then it opens up into this really cute little pumpkin there. Of course, you can do the same sort of thing with a scrapbook. You can make this into its own little pumpkin scrapbook. I'm sure that would be a lot of fun too. I'm sure that a lot of you scrapbookers in here probably already thought of that and have done it. So alright. A couple more to go, and then we have our pumpkin decoration almost completed. I just love how easy and fun this one is for the kids. Alright. One more, and complete. Now, you'll see, whoa, it's like a beat. There you go. Alright, so very, very fun. But to add just a little bit more to it, we're going to add some holes so that we can run some fishing wire through, or ribbon if you really want to, and then add these cute little medallions there. So very easy to do. Okay? Very, very fun. Okay, so first what we need to do is get our pinhole punch right here and go on through. And it might not do 10, so if it doesn't, then I'm not getting out the crocodile just yet because it's downstairs, so I'll just do 5 at a time. And then you just line that up with the rest and then go through the hole you were just in. Pretty easy to do. Oh, that didn't line up too well. There we go. My crocodile's not coming out yet. Alright. So now, fanned out. Ooh, look at that. Pretty cool. And then, looks like we just need to put our ends right here together. Very easy. Unfold that, and think about this. If you did a repositionable glue tape, then what you could do is fan that out, and then when the season's over, you could just unhook it and then fold it back up, and it's easy to store for next year. Then you have projects and all kinds of things you can do next year. Neat little decorations. Okay, so look at how that kind of looks. Woo! Okay. This actually looks really, really cute on HeadCam, so maybe we'll get Chris to go on over to HeadCam, and we'll show you this funky sort of mod-looking pumpkin, purple pumpkin. So you can easily leave it like that, but of course what I'm going to do is show you how to string it and then put a couple of the medallions on that I have on this pumpkin. So my purple pumpkin. I really do like being able to just continue adding to things, so I hope you guys find some good inspiration into adding, you know, your own little flair to these really fun